Hi. In preparation for the next assignment, you are going to need to know how to include an image into your processing sketch, so that's what the next few minutes are going to be about. So I have here just imageexample.pde, and I have an image of coffee that I want to include in it. So I want to put that image somewhere inside the processing sketch. So what I have right now is I have just a blank 800 by 600 sketch. And so the first thing I need to do is set a p image, and we're just going to call it image. Now, p image, this is a data type for images. It's actually a class. And this image would then be an object of that class. But basically, we can do things with this image, which are things like we can use functions to manipulate it at the pixel level. So that's how we create filters, for example. So you can kind of scroll through on Snapchat or Instagram and get those filters. That's a function. We can manipulate particular variables or attributes related to that image, like width, height, for example, if we resize the image. So the actual p-image data type is quite powerful, and we're going to start to explore a part of that. So the first thing that I need to do is, so I've created my image of type p-image, and now I need to put something in it. So to do that, I'm going to say image becomes the output of load image, and we're going to put coffee.jpg. Okay, so what this is doing is it's assigning that image, coffee.jpg, to that memory space for image. It's the same way as you would say int x equals 0. The image is 0, and I'm putting it inside img as a variable location. Then, once I've got that, I need to somehow display that in my processing sketch. So I'm going to do that in the draw section. And to do that, we just have image, and inside are three things. There is the p image that we want to include, an x and a y position. So the p image that we want to include is image, which we've just set, and the xy position are going to be 0, 0. Just so that it can kind of fill the whole screen. Now, if I run that, what we have is something that we maybe didn't want. So the issue here is that my window is 800 pixels by 600 pixels, but in reality, that image is probably 1,000 pixels, a couple of thousand pixels across. So what we need to do is resize the image. So remember I said that there was a whole bunch of functions that we could run on the image. One of them is image.resize, and all I'm going to do is make that 800 by 600 to match my image background. Run that again, and I've got coffee. I can do things like change my position here. So if I made this 50-50 rather than 0, and I run that, you can start to see, okay, it's actually putting it at a different location. So if I wanted to resize this to just 400-300, for example, and run it, I can just have it contained as a one position within the image. Now, for the assignment, what you're talking about is using that image and then layering things on top. So let me put this back just to how it was. 800, 600, 0, 0. I might want to do something like allow the user to position text on top. So I might want to just say coffee and position that at 50 along and 500 down, for example. And but it says coffee. So that gives you some start as to how you load the image into the data type p-image, how you then load your JPEG, your PNG, whatever file it is you want to include into that memory space, resize it as you need to. You can then load that into your sketch, and you can layer things above and below it as normal.